So here we have an example of a Year 9 bit of development for their design for a keyring. And what I like about this is that we can see a clear sort of design process, that she's gone from this initial sort of thumbnail design through to giving the strokes a little bit of thickness, trying to block it in and work out the actual outline for the cut. Then a larger scale, slightly more accurate drawing done on the graph paper, and she's then questioning the scale and the balance of these letters, and then decides to increase this bottom hook of the J to give better balance. You can see her sort of trying to construct it around that circle, and then questioning the position of the dot for the J, and then deciding to delete that element as we already have the hole for the key ring. So that's some really nice, good design development. You can see here she's trying to plot the different points that she would place the anchors in order to create this in Illustrator. So that is what you need to focus on now, to make sure that you have a really good, nice technical plan that shows your letter form, and that you're able to basically draw over the top of it to work out the structure. So if you sort of box everything up to identify the structure, so you can work out where you need these different anchor points. If we just imagine that this was just the A that was being created in Illustrator, that would be very straightforward, because it's basically just going in straight lines from point to 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 point and back to that place of origin. So that would give you very easily that base shape of the A. And again, to get the hole in the center, we would just draw that triangle. We would go from point 1 to point 2 to point 3, and then back to point 1 again to complete one shape. The curves would be a little bit more complex, as you would have experienced when you click onto the anchor. You usually get a little handle which will appear, which allows you to sort of bend that curve. So again, you would sort of box up that bottom part of the J to identify the center of it and the sides, and then you would work out where you'd need to place the anchors, which would basically be here, 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 here. And then you would bend these lines to create these curves. This would be a curve here, this would be straight, this would be curve here, curve, straight, curve, and back to that place of origin. So ideally, in order to produce a version of your keyring in the most accurate manner, which would be to draw it from scratch by setting up these anchor points on top of a scanned drawing, this is what you need to show: technical drawing with anchor points.